Is he gonna go back up? He's gonna go.
Oh, DKEN
No!
has the perch. DKEN has the perch.
Oh, shoot! He got it! Wait, he has 4 beds in his hopper. Oh, one more?
Okay.
Yep.
And DKEN.
Last Monday, I played against Illumina in the official Speedrun Tournament, and it was the most hyped match for the entire week. Both Illumina and I both don't use F3 during speedruns, so this match was officially the no F3 battle. And it turned out to be one of the closest matches in pretty much the whole tournament. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how well I played, and because of how intense the match was, I won't spoil the winner before I review each game. So game 1 was a mix of normal play and scuffness. Both of us entered the nether pretty late, and both of our nether segments were basically average. However, both of us only left with 7 rods, and there wasn't actually a brewing stand in the village, which meant that the run could very much take a turn for the worse. My trading was slow because I was a little tilted by the lack of food in the village, and no cleric house. Eventually I left the village before Illumina, and my first eye broke. Illumina did catch up through triangulation, and eventually in an awful turn of events I accidentally threw an eye in the stronghold, which basically meant that I had to get a 2-eye. Illumina got lucky with the portal room, but he did perch strats, and the opposite tower was the shortest tower possible. I entered the end with just 4 beds and 16 arrows, and Illumina missed all 4 perches from his dragon. By that time, I got the perch and was 1 axe away from a 4 bed, and took game 1. Game 2 was also really close. The early game was really basic. I ended up going to a different village than Illumina, which let me pull ahead a little bit. The fortress was a little far, and both of us had to bridge over to it. At this point, I didn't know if there was a cleric in that village, so I just made sure that I got 8 rods. My trading was a little faster in this run, and just like game 1, I left the village before Illumina, and just like game 1, he caught up to me during triangulation. I dug into the starting staircase like a total Chad, but once again Illumina found the portal room first. However, as both of our end fights ensued, my dragon perched before his. Now this is probably the worst moment in my entire career, this one cycle. So right here I can kind of see the dragon just like move towards north-south, so I clear out my inventory a little bit for the one cycle. And then here you can see there's like a kind of like cliff, like by this portal here. Yeah, so let's say this is the portal. I'm kind of like standing over here. The dragon is perching from up top, and so my pathing is to go here and then place the block to do the one cycle. But since there's like this little cliff and then the end portal like right here, you can see when I jump down to place the block, I actually land on top of this little fountain thing. So I do place the block, but I land on top of this, so I kind of freak out because it's kind of, that north-south perch is pretty low, and so I panic. I fall off the portal. I try to build myself back up, but at this point it's pretty much already dead. The dragon is already perched. What I should have done was, instead of going here, I should have probably gone back around to the back of the portal to set up the block, which would have been like back there. And so, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. To think that I could have 2-0'd Illumina just by making this one cycle pains me even now. After the loss, I wasn't particularly nervous, because I knew that I was fully capable of beating Illumina more than once. The third game had some extra pressure. The temple provided pretty good loot, which let me skip the golem, and I used high ground to find the lava. It took a little while to find the fortress, and I killed a wither skeleton and it dropped a skull. The blaze fight was an absolute war zone with an exposed spawner pumping out above average spawns, stray blaze sniping me from 50 blocks away, and the ghasts on both sides also actively trying to kill me. Fortunately, I didn't die during the blaze fight, but I died to this bogus. Anyway, I went back to the nether to recover my items, which let Illumina pull ahead. And since Illumina is better at triangulating, you would expect him to gain even a larger lead, right? Nope. Despite me leaving considerably later than he did, we still managed to dig down for the stronghold at the same time, just like in the past 2 matches. Unfortunately, when I was looking for the portal room, I came across this hallway. If I just went past this iron door, I would have found the portal room, but I turned around because I thought it was too far from the staircase. Alas, Illumina entered the end before I did. Because he used arrows, it basically sealed the deal. Illumina took game 3. So unfortunately, that means I'm out of the tournament. I'm not very happy about that. There have been so many moments, and I mean so many moments, that I could have done even the tiniest thing differently, and it probably would have worked out. But at the end of the day, this tournament has actually forced me to improve beyond what I normally would have done, because you have a physical opponent. Once you get far enough into the tourney, it's not enough to play consistent, you also have to play superbly. Plus, I can start to focus again more on making videos for you guys and getting a better PB. Either way, it was such an awesome event to be a part of, and I'm looking forward to try and get into another future tournament, like a 1.7 RSG tournament, which I will have to grind for. In the meantime, see ya.